So, Al, talk about the season you had. The numbers say it's a career best season. Do you feel like it's been a career best season for you?
I think it has. I think that, you know, after my injury, I made it a point to really work and put myself in a position that I can be better. And, you know, I was anxious to get on the court, and I'm just trying to make the most of it.
Now, I want to ask you about the partnership between Hampton Hotels and the Boys and Girls Club of Atlanta. You were at an event earlier today for that, weren't you?
Yeah, no question. You know, they have a special program with the hands-on Hamptonality community service program, and it's to inspire, you know, acts of doing good for the community. And you know, when I heard about it, I wanted to be a part of it. And what we did was there was a court renovation in Harlan, the Boys and Girls Club, and they're donating equipment to 24 different Boys and Girls Clubs around the Metro Atlanta area. So
cool.
It's a pretty cool thing, and we were over there. They had a basketball tournament, Boys and Girls basketball tournament. It was awesome, and we had a great time.
Any good talent over there?
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty young, but yeah, it was pretty cool to see. The kids were very excited, and you know, all excited because of the Final Four and everything that's going on.
Well, I've had the pleasure of watching Al since high school.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he didn't choose Michigan State, Brent, but he goes all the way down the front. But he was living right by Michigan State. But I'm always hold that against you.
Yeah.
He did, but we ain't gonna talk about that. And he deserved those two. But you know, I've been around this league a long time, Al, and some of the words when people throw out, you're a lifer, you're a pro's pro. And what you do off the court and then on the court, you have the total package. And I just want to say that just for being a fan of yours, he's been an unbelievable basketball player. We already know that. But off the court, what he's done and how he carries himself, just a fabulous young man. But let's talk about your basketball part is, I've always said that Al Horford could score more, but he plays the game the right way, Brent. And when you look at it, Al's been playing center. To me, out of position. Al doesn't have to talk about it. That's just my opinion but he's a player that do whatever it takes. And I just think what he's done at that center spot, banging each and every night, has just been unbelievable. That's a testament to him taking care of his body. But, Al, you've been more of a scorer consciously. What did you do to raise that scoring average? We always know you can rebound and defend and also pass, but what have you done to raise that scoring average?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things is I'm playing a lot off of Jeff Teague in the pick and roll. If you look at our games, you know, Jeff is really doing a good job in finding me. You know, I made it a point to work on my mid-range game and the pick and pops and things like that. And I've improved in that area. And then, you know, playing with Josh, we've been playing together since I've been here. And we just find each other on the court. I mean, he's throwing lobs to me on the break. He's, you know, hitting me on the slip. You know, he's finding me. So I've been lucky to have two teammates like that, you know, we play well off each other, and that has, you know, that has really helped me.
Well, Al, this year there's two guys in the league that are averaging 15 points or more, 10 rebounds or more, 3 assists or more. It's you and David Lee. If you add block shots and steals, you'd be the only guy doing that. So your season has been phenomenal. But you talked about the play with Josh Smith and playing off of him. I thought it'd be kind of fun if you just show us a little bit about that high-low connection that you guys have been running. You got great chemistry there at the elbow, and we see you guys doing this a lot, whether it's you throwing to him for dunks or him throwing it to you for layups and sometimes dunks. We know Josh likes to dunk it a lot. But if we can talk a little bit about this play and how this has developed between you guys, this little symmetry in between the boxes here, trying to find one another. I'd love to get some of your thoughts on it. We know Boston already knows you run this play, so we're not giving away any secrets. But maybe fundamentally there's some things we can talk about.
Yeah, the slip one, we have no question about it. You know, Josh is like a guard out there. So he's out there, and he's always looking for different things. And one of the things that has helped me a lot is Kyle Korver. You know, and he's coming off of a lot of pin downs and things like that, and he's freeing me up for open shots all the time. So Josh has the ball.
I'll be Josh. We're going left.
You're right there at the elbow.
Left, yes.
Yeah.
Most often.
And we'll say that Rick right here, he's in the bottom. He's Kyle.
He's Kyle?
Yeah. So he's Kyle right there.
Let me be Jeff Teague.
So you're right there. You're perfect. So let's say that, you know, Kyle's coming off the pin down. What happens? Kyle's coming, so my guy's already concerned about Kyle. You know, you're going to curl up this way.
Okay.
So he's going to curl up this way. So he's already concerned about Kyle coming up for the shot.
Right.
So right away, you know, that lets Josh know that I might be open for the slip. If this guy shows at all, I'm slipping to the basket. So we kind of have that down already. So as Kyle's going off, I'm already getting to the front of the rim right here, and he's delivering it on point here every time. And it's a play that, I mean, it's real simple, but it has won many games for us this season.
And what about the play you guys are running also sometimes where you're coming across on the elbow to give him this screen, and he's coming off. Now it's a big situation. You're able to get off there. What are you seeing on that particular play?
Yeah, I mean, I think it just throws a lot of big men off to have a 4-5 pick and roll. And like I said, Josh is like a guard, so he handles the ball well. So my job is usually to come up and be able to put a hit on the defender right here. And as soon as they switch, I'm rolling to the basket right away. I'm not even waiting. So it's Josh kind of freezes my guy
right here,
and he's just throwing it up to the rim. It's just it's a lob and easy basket. It's usually one of our go-to plays.
Brent, what I want to talk about is two unbelievable plays, but this is where I think they separate each other as far as big and bigs. Both guys are being able to grab it off the glass and push it, and a lot of times both guys are being able to handle in traffic and pass each other off the break. You can see some big man pass great inside half court, but what they do off the break is phenomenal to me, to be able to get it off the glass and both guys can push it. One finish the break and one lead the break, and both those guys are the two guys touch it. That's phenomenal to have bigs that can dribble the basketball in traffic.
Probably the last thing that I'd like you to speak on now, because so much of our talk this year has been about major injuries to star players, their process in terms of coming back, when it is that they get healthy. You talk about your explosion in the second half of the year is how many months removed from your surgery, and in your head, the confidence to be able to do what you do. Can you just talk a little bit about the return to your great play?
Yeah, no question. I think people have to understand that, after you go through an injury, first of all, physically you need to feel well, and then that's one part of it. But then you get out on the court, and it's the mental part, and it's like, is this play going to happen again? Like, that's the type of thing that goes through your mind. And, I know my injury was around the basket, and at the beginning of the year I was very tentative going around the rim and going up and finishing. So it's normal for a player, and it kind of takes time for you to get back to where you were before. So I think it took me probably half of the season to kind of get back playing confident in the way that I was playing before.
And how much fear is there out for players who are great players that they're not going to be great right away? Do you think that some guys think about who it is that they are in terms of returning? Like if you're a 10th man, you want to get back out there because you want to get the job the next year. Yeah. Whereas if you're one of the top guys, do you think sometimes guys think about it a different way?
I think so. I think there's pressure. I think that, there's expectations, and people expect you to come back and be the same player you were or even better. So I think that's probably in your head right away. So your biggest thing is to come out and not disappoint. So I think a lot of the times, a player might hold back or until they feel like they're ready to come back. And there's, like you said, a lot of star players have been injured. And in the case of Derek, I feel like he's doing the right thing. I mean, I think it's such a serious injury, and, every ACL is different. And he needs to take that time to come back and be healthy, and he needs all the time in the world. I mean, he's a great player, and there's just no need for him to risk that.
Last for me, Al, we talk about your play, Josh Smith, Jeff Teague, and the entire Atlanta Hawks, but Larry Drew has done a phenomenal job this year. This was a year that people in the media said we're going to rebuild, but you guys are still in the playoffs, in the hunt. With all these injuries, he's made no excuse. Talk about what Larry Drew has done for you guys this year. He's been good the years in past, but this year I thought he's been phenomenal. Yeah,
no, night in and night out, he's been great. We've had a lot of adversity, like you said, and I think that coach's biggest thing is able to roll with whatever's given to him. We're starting different lineups pretty much every night. It's like you don't even know who's starting, and the rookies coming in, stepping up, making big plays, and just the coaching staff. They've done a really good job preparing us for games, and I just been pleased to see the way that he's been able to handle all this adversity. And we're playing for him. We're playing hard, and we're trying to put it together right before the playoffs come around.
So, Al, I've got to ask you about your brother John of the Michigan Wolverines. He's going to be going for a national championship tomorrow night, joining you in college basketball history as a national champion. Now, are you still holding a grudge over his Wolverines beating your Gators in the Elite Eight, or will you be in the Dome tomorrow night here in Atlanta watching your brother go for that national title?
That was tough, but I mean, I'm definitely that was real tough.
Who were you cheering for in that game?
It was breaking my heart, but I mean, I had to go with my brother.
Yeah, blood comes first.
But it was one of those things that it was just hard to see. I was nervous the whole game. I never get nervous for games that I play in, but I was nervous for that game. But I'll be in the Georgia Dome tomorrow supporting them. I think they have a good chance, and they have a lot of prospects in that team, man. That Michigan team's a pretty good team.
No question. Hamstring feeling better? You going to be ready to go on Wednesday?
I'm ready to go, man. Ready to go the rest of the way.